your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. This is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, Alliance police arrested a man Wednesday after an armed confrontation that began with reports of stolen property, a damaged cell phone, and reckless driving. Officers located 29-year-old Nicholas Flores in a pickup behind the 500 block of Sweetwater Avenue. Police say Flores acted aggressively, refused commands, and attempted to flee. When officers opened the trunk door, Flores allegedly grabbed a machete, prompting a taser deployment. He continued resisting before a second taser allowed officers to take him into custody. Flores was treated and released from Box Butte General Hospital before being booked into the Box Butte County Jail. Recommended charges include possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited person, resisting arrest, reckless driving, and criminal mischief. Well, no trial for a Gering man who had been facing a trio of criminal cases in Scottsbluff County District Court. 22-year-old Gage Chitwood was arrested earlier this year on warrants stemming from a series of controlled drug buys conducted by the Wing Drug Task Force last year. In court documents, investigators say Chitwood sold a total of nearly 11 grams of methamphetamine to CEIs in May and June of 2025. He had been facing 2 charges of distribution of meth, 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance, 2 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia, and a single count of resisting arrest. Last month, Chitwood ended up pleading no contest to 1 count of distribution of methamphetamine, no contest to 1 count of possession of a controlled substance, and no contest to resisting arrest. He's likely facing a minimum of at least 1 year in prison, with a potential maximum of up to 50 years when he's back in court on July 17th for sentencing. And residents in one of the biggest cities in the northern panhandle are likely facing a small window to shoot off fireworks this year. The Chadron City Council met this week to discuss an ordinance on when fireworks can be discharged within city limits. Fire Chief Brandon Martins noted that they did receive several inches of rain over the past few days, but the region remains in drought-like conditions.
Prior to this storm, the timber out in the timber area, the standing 7 to 12% is where those moistures are at. Less than 20 is going to be good firewood. I know it's going to take some time for that ground to absorb. I do think that we are making gains, and looking at the weather this week, there is some more chances of good rain. I would like to continue with the 3rd and 4th to have that to allow the fireworks be back on the agenda on the 15th, and then we can let that for 2 weeks, see how things green up or not, and then we can make an adjustment as far as open that back up.
As it stands now, fireworks in Chadron will only be able to be discharged on July 3rd and 4th from 7 to midnight, but the council will readdress the situation in mid-June. We'll have more news right after this.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Welcome back. Former State Senator Brett Lindstrom is apparently closing in on the decision whether he'll make an independent bid for the Nebraska's governor seat. The Plains Sentinel reports that Lindstrom has been publicly floating the idea in recent weeks and told the online news outlet that he's been working on a white paper outlining solution for issues facing the state. He said the primary goal of what he calls a doctrine is to be an antidote to the dysfunctional chaos and partisan gridlock in the legislature, creating stability in the state he says will create opportunity. An independent run would likely require Lindstrom to gather 4,000 signatures from across the state and at least 750 from each congressional district. And Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen has proclaimed June as Marriage and Family Month across the Cornhusker State. In announcing the designation, Pillen said June is an opportunity to celebrate mothers, fathers, children, and the strong family units he called the backbone of Nebraska and the nation. The governor added that his administration will continue to support families and what he described as Nebraska values. The proclamation recognizes the role family plays in communities throughout the state.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Fridays in the Field brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank. We are here in Wilsonville with Austin Rice. And Austin, we've got some gray clouds, even a few raindrops, and that's something you haven't seen a lot of until just recently, right?
Yeah, very true. We hardly got any snow this winter, probably the driest winter I can remember. And so, yeah, up until about the last month, that's when we first got this, about probably 1.5 to 2 inches here. Some places have got a little more. And so, yeah, that's the first bit of moisture that's really got any of this dry land acres, a little bit of moisture. And so that's kind of, the dry land stuff's just starting out. The irrigated is struggling. So it's been a little bit of a struggle. Happy to get what we can get and hoping this kind of primes the pump for some more. So
we're here right outside your hay shed. You were telling me over the winter, I mean, it was so dry and so mild, you really didn't even have to push any snow.
No, we didn't. We didn't have to get the loaders out to push any snow. We were actually able to throw manure out for the first time, do that all winter long. We were able to do field work, rip and disc and stuff that normally there'd be a frost line and you'd be prevented to do that. And this year we were able to do it all. So it helped our spring workload, but it's not what you want when you're trying to go forward for the next growing cycle. So
yeah, absolutely. And where we are, we remember, gosh, what was about 4 years ago, there were a bunch of fires in your area, Arapahoe, Cambridge.
Yes.
And 2019, certainly we saw the floods. So we've seen bad weather, but then this year, the fires, did that kind of tug at your heartstrings to say, gosh, what can we do to help some of those folks?
Absolutely. You know, it has been difficult to watch. And, you know, early this year there were fires that broke out again in like the Ashland, Kansas area.
Right.
And we were lucky enough to be a part of some people that took hay down there. And so there were quite a few people in Nebraska that were able to donate some feed to go down there. And then 2 weeks later, it turns around and we have fires break out all across the state. I mean, almost 1 million acres burned. And so, yeah, it's hard to watch. I know a lot of local people around here were able to go and help, whether it was donating hay or jump in a fire truck and go up there for a little while. So there's been a lot of community reaching around those guys and trying to help, but it's been a struggle. And then the drought and not having a feed source, and there's a lot of guys still looking for feed. I mean, we're getting phone calls all the time right now, and unfortunately, you know, for what they're looking for, we just don't have it. I mean, we're almost out of hay to begin with, other than the people we've already, you know, sold hay to. So
you know, last year, the way things were setting up, it looked like it was going to be a struggle. Then we picked up some timely rains. You don't know what the good Lord's going to bring, but you sure hope that we would get some, because we're going to need to have some good cuttings here, aren't we?
Absolutely. Last year was a roller coaster. I mean, we watched hay prices tank probably as fast as I've ever seen. And then this spring, it's almost done the same thing in reverse. I mean, it was pretty low all year long last year. And then you came into this year and it's kind of started to pick up. The demand from people needing it from the fires and people needing it in general with the drought and everything has really picked it up. So, but that could change. We know that could change in a heartbeat. If all of a sudden it turns out and it rains for the next 2 months, it'll be back to where it was. So you never really know.
And we should point out, this is an alfalfa operation. This is kind of your bread and butter. This is what you guys focus on is hay.
Yep, it is. We do generally between 1,600 and 2,000 acres of alfalfa every year. We do try to get at least 4 cuttings, maybe 4.5 on some of them to 5. So this is our bread and butter. The only time we have other crops is when we're trying to get back into hay. So, you know, even in our irrigated acres this year, we had to spend so much moisture, spin the pivots so many times. I know last year we were at the middle of June, and down here in the lower Republican, we had used almost half of our allotted water just to get the hay to start up, and we're just as bad off or probably worse this year. So, but like I say, things can change, but you just gotta water what you can and see what happens.
And you mentioned, yeah, the Republican Valley, you always got challenges, so we'll see where things go. But let's give a shout out. Who helps you on the operation here then?
The operation was started by Steve, which is my dad, and Scott, and they're both still involved. And then we have my brothers, Ryan and Spencer, they're involved. And then we also have a young man from Arapahoe. His name is Chance Hockmeyer. And so that pretty much rounds out our crew for most of it. We also have an over-the-road driver that delivers a lot of our hay, and his name is Charlie Ernest. And so really appreciate him. He goes all over the country. We've taken hay from here to Ohio. We've even sold a load of hay to Maine. So he keeps him pretty busy on doing some of that. So, yep. And then also have our wives. To be honest, we really couldn't do what we do without them. You know, they keep things running at home. Honestly, they are the second income when it comes to that and our insurance and all the rest of it. So they are what makes us go.
I can relate. I understand how that goes. So yeah. So I guess we'll see where things go. As we said, as we're recording, we've got some gray skies and some chances of rain here. So the next couple of days, hopefully some of that materializes.
Yes, I hope so. I hope we will just lay hay down on, I think, Tuesday. And so if it gets 3 inches of rain on it and it turns into black slime, I'll be okay with that because we need every drop we can get. So yeah,
well, good. I appreciate you joining us.
I appreciate you.
All right, that is our Fridays in the Field right here coming to you from Wilsonville. I'm Steve White on the Rural Radio Network.
The summer heat will be here soon, but our hot summer savings sale starts now. Get $1,200 off every door and $800 off every window with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Plus an extra 5% off the entire project if purchased on initial consultation. Hurry, this exclusive offer won't last long. Now's the perfect time to upgrade your windows and doors, so grab these hot savings while you can. Call today or visit rbawyoming.com to book your free estimate.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank.
Please
The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether it is building, buying, or renovating, we have the home loan or home equity line of credit to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, our celebration of May as National Beef Month wrapped up on Friday with a presentation of proceeds from the drive-thru barbecue for Camp Scott. Rural Radio Scottsville Promotions Director Kendra Feather was joined by staff from our stations and Allo, handing over a check for more than $1,667. Renee Berry with Camp Scott was amazed at the amount, saying the funds are especially important this year.
Over half of our campers could not or needed scholarships, so this money will really help with that. We're taking them fishing and bowling, and we go to the summer reading program, and the Wildcat Hills will go to the zoo. We just do a lot of fun things that they wouldn't normally get to do.
The barbecue featured a hamburger or hot dog, bag of chips, a Runza chocolate chip cookie, and a drink for only $5 free will donation. And Feather said the event is blessed to have so many people going through the line to give more than the minimum donation. The event was originally held in the station's parking lot, but that changed during the pandemic. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.